Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I'm gonna make or copy a dish that we had last weekend at this Italian restaurant in Chicago called Accanto. It's like a Mediterranean style octopus. But before I start with that, check out, I'm so excited with my nails, like the little chrome coral peach. Excited about that. Anyway, let's get to cooking. I'm gonna cook with gloves so I don't mess up my new manicure. So we're gonna do octopus. We're doing it tomorrow. Today is gonna be the marinade part. So we're going to braise and tenderize the octopus. We're gonna put it in the marinade in the refrigerator overnight, and then tomorrow we're just gonna grill it and assemble everything together. So I'm gonna get started on the ingredients, chopping up some onion and garlic, and I'll meet you at the stove to get the braising liquid ready. All right, we're over at the stove. I got my Dutch oven here heating up with 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and I have a roughly chopped Vidalia onion and 6 cloves of garlic. So I'm gonna put that in the oil. Onions first, I'm gonna give them a little head start. And I'm going to use sea salt today, fresh cracked sea salt. I don't know, did you count that? Maybe like 12 turns of the salt shaker. And we're just gonna give it a little bit of black pepper, maybe about a half a teaspoon. And we'll go ahead and get that started for just 1 minute. All right, and we're gonna add the garlic. And I have Aleppo pepper. This is gonna be the theme throughout all of our cooking today. So I'm gonna start with 2 teaspoons of Aleppo pepper. It's really gonna bring the depth of flavor that we're looking for. And then oregano. All right, we're gonna cook this for 5 minutes just to soften the onions a little bit and soften the garlic. Onions and garlic have been cooking about 5 minutes. I'm getting some nice color. And now I'm going to go with some Albarino wine. First time I've seen this one in the store, I'm gonna go half a cup of wine to deglaze. All right, now you can throw in your bay leaf and check out my little freezer packs here of about 1 cup of seafood stock, homemade seafood stock. I'm gonna go ahead and add, I'm gonna start with 2 cups. We just want enough liquid in our pot so that our octopus can submerge. So I'm gonna let the stock go ahead and melt down, and then we'll be ready to add our octopus. All right, our liquid is just coming to a simmer. This whole time we're gonna be simmering the octopus. You never wanna have the heat on too high so that you're boiling it. This should be a low simmer when we cover it. So here goes my little buddy. I got about a 2-pound octopus. Beak has been removed. And all we're gonna do is drop it in, give it a little shock. A little dip, you know, getting used to the water like you're on vacation. And now we can go ahead and let it in. All right, that looks perfect. Just enough to cover. That's great. We're gonna flip it halfway through so this little part that's sticking out, we'll get it on the flip side. And we're gonna simmer this, very low simmer. Check your heat. I'm gonna go all the way down to low. And we're gonna flip this at 30 minutes. We'll see you then. 30-minute mark. We're gonna go ahead and turn this guy over. And actually, you're not gonna actually use this, and you're not gonna use the body. So you see how it's kind of curled up? I do wanna make sure the end of the tentacles are the most tender part. So I'm gonna turn it over for a little bit, but before we finish the hour, I'm gonna check the tenderness and the tentacles, and I may flip it over again, but let's see. We'll let him go for another 20 minutes or so, and we'll check the tenderness with a knife. We're at 50 minutes. We're gonna check for tenderness. Specifically looking here, you have a sharp knife. You go on the side of the octopus. If it goes in easily and comes out, you're done. Not quite. I'm gonna turn this guy back over, get the tentacles back in here, and I'm gonna go 10 more minutes. All right, 1 hour mark. You go into a tentacle, nice and easy, comes right out. Tender. All right, now we're gonna cool it off completely and then refrigerate it. Place it in a container where you can set a lid or put plastic wrap over the top and set it in the fridge. And we'll see you tomorrow, baby boy. So inventory is limited. We're getting ready to do our sauce to toss our octopus in. So first I have a couple tablespoons of olive oil in this pan. I've dried out a good tablespoon of capers and I'm gonna go ahead and fry those. It's gonna just take a minute or so. And I'm gonna put them right back on this paper towel. And now to this hot oil, I'm gonna add my onions. And I have some chopped up fennel here. I sliced one big sweet onion, and this is one fennel bulb. We're gonna add some salt and pepper. And let this cook down on medium heat. I don't want any real color on this. I just want to saute this down so it's nice and soft. So it's going to take about 20-25 minutes. All right, time to get our little buddy out of the marinade. We're going to dry him off. And we only want the tentacles. You can kind of feel where it's tender at. Stick a knife in. And we're going to cut right there. So we're going to prepare the octopus for the grill. And unfortunately, we don't use this, so I'm just going to set this to the side. Make sure these are nice and dry. All right. Last thing I'll show you on the octopus, we do want to get rid of some of this purple skin, so you could use the back of the knife and scrape some off. Also, you can use a butter knife. I found that that helps as well. Depends on what you prefer. Get rid of some of that purple skin. Okay, I'm gonna keep doing the remainder of these pieces and our sauce is almost ready for the next step. All right, last thing for the octopus before the grill, I'm gonna brush it with some olive oil. And then we're going to season with oregano. Aleppo pepper comes back. We had some of this in our marinade. And pepper. And some sea salt. Get the other side. And I think our little buddy here is ready for the grill. And we're gonna go finish our sauce over there. Okay, we're back to the sauce. Check that out. That's what you want to see. So this is about 20 minutes. Again, no caramelization, just softness in the fennel and the onion. Now we're going to add our garlic. This is about 4 to 6 cloves of garlic sliced, depending on how big your cloves are. Toss that around for just a minute. And I have the juice of 1 lemon. Now I'm going to do about half a cup of wine. This is the same Albarino that we used in the marinade yesterday. And I'll drink the rest of that with the recipe. All right, garlic's had a chance to cook. I'm going to add Aleppo pepper, again, bringing that into this. We've had it all throughout the dish, a good amount of pepper. Sea salt and oregano. Layering the flavor, we've had all of these similar spices and seasonings in our marinade, brushed on the octopus, and now in the sauce, bringing it all together. So just toast the spices for 30 seconds or so. And now we're going to go in with the lemon juice and the white wine. Let this simmer. And time to taste for seasonings. Aleppo pepper really comes through. The fennel comes through for sure. I think we might be good on seasonings. I'm going to leave it as is. Turn off the heat, and we got to go make this octopus. We're out here on the grill now. I got my grill nice and hot at 400. We're going to go ahead and throw this octopus on. And I'm going to get some lemon chard as well for garnish. 3 to 4 minutes per side. Remember, the octopus is already cooked, so we're just going for that char color and heating it up. All right, our octopus is charred. We're going to do bite-sized pieces and put it into, I took a little bit of the sauce mixture here, not all of it, because we don't want to overdress the octopus. So as you cut the pieces, bite-sized pieces, putting it into the warm onion sauce. Bring it in. Okay. Quick toss. Perfect. And I'm going to finish with the fennel fronds and parsley and some of the fried capers. There we go. A little bit more on top. And that's it.